today's socks, we have another pair of scrappy socks. These were knit from the 2021 Winter Magical collection, which was Fibertive Dye Works' holiday countdown collection for that year. I was really hoping you'd be able to see the sparkle in this light. Let's see if I move a little closer. Ah, there you go. Maybe they will light up this dark, gloomy, wet day. Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 16. I could happily stay home on this wet, gloomy, dark, rainy day, but unfortunately I have to go back to the mall again, this time to go to the dentist and have an old filling replaced. I was supposed to have it done last Friday, but the dentist was going to be away for some reason and they had to reschedule. So not much fun. Nobody likes going to the dentist. And then after that, I just need to make a stop on my way home to pick up a Christmas gift. I was overconfident yesterday. I forgot there were still a couple of things that we needed to order. So I took care of one of those this morning, and then I think I'll leave the other for a little while yet, because it's a certificate that's going to be delivered to the recipient's email, and I don't want to spoil the surprise before Christmas. So we are getting very close, and hopefully we can get wrapping done over the weekend and be done with that part of Christmas. Can you hear the rain on the skylights? Maybe not. It's raining pretty hard right now, and we are supposed to get more wind later today. Would sure be nice if all this weather would clear up before the holidays with everyone traveling and all of that. Anyway, scrappy socks. So I misspoke yesterday. Today's colorway is not St. Mary Mead. It is Murder at the Vicarage. Tomorrow's color is St. Mary Mead, and you can see that the ball is a little bigger than the last few that I've been showing. I think I had just under 2 grams left of this one. That's the least amount that I have left over. This one is weighing up at just over 10, I think. I don't know where the card is. Anyway, yeah, St. Mary Mead. So they're actually quite similar looking. And let me just put this down. Today's colorway, it continues with yesterday's kind of purplish burgundy theme. Today's colorway is called, it's hard to read, it's white on black. And in this light, it's different. It's difficult to read. Every shadow has a story to tell. And I think you can see the purpley burgundy tones in there. All right, I'm going to sip on my second cup of tea, and I have to leave here in about a half an hour. So I will take you along with me and see if there's anything interesting to show you. I am back home again. It's about 12:30 and Cameron should be home for lunch in about 10 minutes. The dentist was fine, about as fine as a dentist appointment can be. The worst part of it was the sound of the drill. Just something you can't get away from and you just have to endure. But the freezing's starting to come out and no pain or anything. So on the way home, I made a stop at Dickens, which my UK friends would love because, oh, that's my oven making a noise. My UK friends would love this place because it's all things UK. They have a tea shop area, they have a pie shop, they have a sweet store. They used to have a tea room, I'm not sure if they still do, and kind of a museum, British items. And so my purpose for going there was to get some tea for a gift for my friend, and also to pick up some loose tea for myself. So I was gonna get her some loose tea also, but then they had this nice assortment. It's all packaged up nicely in tea bags, and I thought that was easier to present nicely as a gift. So I bought that for her. I brought home a steak and mushroom pie, which is currently warming up in the oven. That's what that noise was. And then, of course, I had to pick up some Cadbury chocolate, because this is the real UK Cadbury chocolate, not our Canadian Cadbury chocolate, and there is a difference. So I bought a flake bar, and then I bought this little sample pack, and it contains 5 different Cadbury treats, 4 of which I've never had before. So a little pack of buttons, and then there's Chomp, Freddo, Curly Whirly, and Fudge. I have no idea what these ones are. I've heard of a couple of them, but I'm looking forward to trying them. And it's nice, they're just little sizes, so not too indulgent. And then I could not resist. I was in the tea shop area, and I saw this cup. And even though I need another cup, like I need a hole in the head, I mean, come on, that is just me on a cup. And probably all of you. So I bought it. I brought it home. And after lunch, I'm going to make myself a cup of loose leaf tea in here, and I'm going to try one of my new Cadbury treats. So I'm going to, I'll show you in a little bit. I also picked up some little gift boxes and some plain Christmas ornaments, and I am going to knit some baubles as a hostess gift for our neighbors. We're going to their place next weekend for a little Christmas get together, and then I think I'm going to try and make some up of those for my friend too. She's coming Friday. They don't take too long, so I think if I start today, I should have no trouble finishing 4 of them, putting them in a little box. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Gonna take a look. I'll check in with you later. I had a couple of people asking me about butter tarts. Butter tarts are a Canadian pastry or confection, and they are made by mixing together eggs, brown sugar, vanilla, butter, and raisins, putting the mixture into an unbaked tart shell, and then baking it all together in the oven. So the result is kind of a, let's see, syrupy, I'm trying to get the texture so you can see. Some are ooier and gooier than others. This one is less ooey and gooey than many I've seen. Now, there are variations. Some people use golden syrup or maple syrup in their recipe. Some people put walnuts or pecans in with the raisins or without raisins. Some people use currants. So I prefer butter tarts just with raisins. My grandma used to make them with currants. My son-in-law puts walnuts in his. It's really a matter of preference. But they are sweet and delicious. You can only eat so many. Now, I know that butter tarts have expanded even further beyond the basics, and you can find all sorts of variations with chocolate and, I don't know, all sorts of different takes on the butter tart. But the basic butter tart is butter, eggs, brown sugar, vanilla and raisins or currants. I've been sitting here in my cozy craft room, just having the most lovely time working on my first bauble. So I have my cup with tea, got my second cup going now. And what I picked up today while I was out were all these plain plastic baubles. And then these boxes that have like a little window in the top, meant for like baking. But I had in previous years bought like little metal tins to put the ornaments in, and you can see them through the window. But I saw these cardboard ones on, so I've got plaid, cardinals, these little trucks and barns and trees, and then these Christmas trees. So what I thought I would do, so I started going through some of my leftover yarns, and I started pulling out all of my West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarns. And so I've started with Hollyberry, and this is how it's working up so far. So the stripes are thin enough that they can go several times around the bauble, rather than like the Christmas socks I'm working on right now. Those stripes are so wide, you probably would have mostly one color. Whereas here, I'll have some self-patterning happening around the bauble. I'm probably close to halfway through now. So I've got a candy cane. I've got the nutcracker, that's a sparkly one. This is vintage tinsel. I have to kind of look at a picture of finished socks and see how wide these stripes are, but I think they'll be okay. And then I pulled these two out of my cupboard. This is Yuletide, also sparkly. And this is gingerbread, which is not sparkly. I can't find my leftover fairy lights. I have a feeling I might have gifted them, the leftovers, to my daughter-in-law, but I'm not positive. I'm going to keep looking. And I did not pull out the Silent Night. That's the blue one. I'm not sure where it would be. I have to kind of look through my things because it's not a self-striping, so it might be in with my tonal leftover yarns. Anyway, I'm just having a ball, and I'm going to put together 4 in each box out of these West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. So I think they'll make a nice little gift. Oh, I know. I have to find my Christmas Robin one too. Not sure where that's ended up. Anyway, I'll just keep working away. So I actually ended up having a butter tart after lunch, not my chocolate. And it was funny because I just finished eating it, and then I went on to YouTube to watch something on YouTube, and I saw there were a couple of comments asking what's a butter tart. So you will have seen a little clip before this explaining what a butter tart is. But now that it's later in the afternoon, I'm ready to have some chocolate. So I don't know what a Freddo is. I've kind of just split it open so I won't make too much noise, and you and I are going to find out at the same time. Although I know a couple of you at least are saying, I already know what a Freddo is because you live in the UK. Ah, that's a Freddo. Looks like plain milk chocolate with the imprint of a frog on it. There's that yummy Cadbury chocolate taste that I know and love. Okay, I'm going to get back to work, and I'll come back once I finish my first bauble and show it to you. I know the light's blowing out a little bit over here, but I'm going to show you. You work your bauble until the last few rows. So I've just chosen this green one. It's plastic. The pattern cautions you not to use glass baubles. So then what you do is you insert the bauble into your knitting, and then you bring, this is the cast on edge, which you have joined in the round. So you just, so I know it's catching the light, then you just insert your bauble, and then with the bauble inside, you work your last few rows. So let's see if I can do this on camera. I been keeping track of my rows with a, yeah, it's blowing out a little bit. So I'm on row 37. So I'm going to work around and knit 2 together all the way around. And then this will significantly, it divides the stitches in half. And we'll just give you a smaller circumference so the bauble Christmas ornament will stay inside. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's not too bad, and it's fun because you know you're really near the end and you can get a really good idea of how your finished bauble's gonna look. So there, I'm doing magic loop, as you can see. So I've worked one half, and I'll knit the rest of these together and I'll give you a look. So like I say, it's a little bit fiddly, but definitely doable. For someone who doesn't enjoy making toys or, you know, non-garment or accessory types of things, these Christmas baubles are very enjoyable. On average, they're like 40 rounds of knitting. And like the most stitches on here, I think were, let me see. This particular one, 54 stitches is the most you're working on at a time. So even less than most socks. But yeah, they're fun, short projects and super cute when they're done. Okay, so there's the last rapid decrease. So you can see I've decreased that round. I'm going to knit another round, decrease again, and then I'll just tighten up all the stitches and weave in my ends. So isn't that cute? I'll come back when it's done. There we go. The first bauble is complete. I love how the colors worked out because when I started, I had no idea how much room the striping was going to take out. But I basically began with the, I don't know what you call this part, with the multicolor, like the green and the white, and ended with it too. And in the tail that I cut to weave in the ends was the beginning of this color again. So it worked out perfect. They're sort of evenly distributed. So that's great. Now, the hard part is figuring out where in all of our Christmas storage boxes the hooks for hanging are. I'm gonna put Cameron on that tonight and see if he can go down in the crawl space and dig through the boxes, and hopefully we will find the hangers. If not, I'll just gift them without and they can put their own on, but I prefer to give them with it. And I don't really want to do, I guess I could thread yarn through here if I wanted, but I really like the metal hangers. So that's what I would prefer. Now I have to decide, I think the next one I'm going to do is some sparkle. This is the Yuletide colorway. It's, as you can see, a full skein. I haven't knit with this one before, so it'd be fun to try a new colorway and also to add some sparkle. 2 down. Don't they look awesome? So you'll notice they are on their hangers now. Coincidentally, when Cameron came home from work, he headed down to the crawl space to find our extra outdoor Christmas lights to take over to our son's place, because we said they could have them. So it was like, oh, while you're down there, why don't I come down and help you? We need to find the hangers. So he started lifting the lids on some of the Christmas bins, and then I spotted this box. And I said, oh, there they are. If you're Canadian, you will know how old this box is. Not only do we no longer have the Bay department store, but this particular design of their like branding and logo and all that, it's old. But now I have the hook, so that's awesome. I want to show you this one in a little bit more detail. Isn't that pretty? It just turned out so nicely. And then look at the bottom. Sadly, I had to go into the green, like that much. But I just love how the bottom turned out. Looks like one of those peppermint swirl candies. So I am currently knitting my next bauble out of the Nutcracker colorway. I've just got it to the point now where I've done my increases, and now I just have to knit straight for a while. And so I am going to go start editing today's Vlogmas because I have not done any at all. Usually I try through the day to upload some of the clips and edit them together so that it's not such a big job at the end of the night. But I've just been having too much fun today and too much going on to do that. So, oh, that's a good look at it. So I'm going to go do that now. So this is my farewell to you for today. I'm going to insert this somewhere along the line. I should have said that the pattern that I'm following is the Stockinette Cozy from 12 Days of Baubles, Part 1 by Stacy Lewis. I purchased the 12 Days of Bauble pattern 2 or 3 years ago and made all the different ones, but I thought for this busy yarn that the plain stockinette would be the best choice. So I will link the pattern below for the Ravelry link. Oh, I have to say, we had the most yummy dinner. We had salad and then some macaroni and cheese. A few weeks ago, Matt and Steph came over and Stephanie cooked dinner for us. And she did a macaroni and cheese on top of the stove. It's just a really basic recipe, but she added some smoked Gouda to it. Just took it to another level. Usually when I make homemade macaroni and cheese, I will do a cheese sauce and I do it in the microwave with cheddar, and then I put it in the oven with some crumbs on top. But she just had it in the pot, did her cheese sauce on the stove, stirred it into the macaroni, and it was so creamy and so good. So I've done it now. This is the second time since then that I've done it. So it was a nice, easy dinner because I went all day and didn't know what we were going to have for supper. But it was so yummy and perfect for a night like this when it is still pouring rain outside and we are supposed to get high winds tonight. So here's crossing fingers that we don't end up with a power outage and hopefully there's no damage. Kind of scoping out our backyard and hoping all our furniture and things are going to be okay if we get some high winds. So I'll check back in with you again tomorrow and let you know. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me for Vlogmas Day 16. And I will see you tomorrow on Day 17. Good night.